Today on the Morning Edition, tough talks in Juneau as lawmakers look to limit who gets a dividend check. Is your PFD at risk? What could change as we look at Alaska's fiscal future? Plus, Red for Remembrance. Alaskans honor missing and murdered Indigenous people, the movement behind the color, and the calls for change still to come.
I wanted to have a variety of fossils that if a kid came in, he could see a little of everything.
Dinosaurs, bison, even a bag of prehistoric droppings. A small-town museum is making big connections to the past to meet the man bringing millions of years of history to Main Street as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. We love to talk about the fossils here on the Morning Edition. Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
Honestly, it's going to be T-Rex. It's the arms for me. Yeah. Always has been the arms.
So funny.
Waking up this morning, if you stepped outside yesterday, you may have noticed we did see some sunshine towards the latter portion of the day. We're once again expected to see a stretch of some sunshine today, but a lot drier conditions to be expected. Now, the rain showers that we saw for inland areas of South Central yesterday primarily occurred during the morning hours. Through the afternoon, we did see some of that spotty to isolated showers, but most of that was out towards the Gulf Coast region. We're at 39 degrees to start off your Tuesday. You can see the showery weather across South Central, how it's beginning to lighten up, and this will be the trend through the next couple of days. We're going to see each and every day bringing a little bit less rainfall across the region. 29 in Talkeetna, 32 in Golcana. We've got those temperatures out towards the Gulf Coast region sitting in the upper 30s, but still holding on to that potential that we could see up to an inch of rainfall through Prince William Sound. Elsewhere, we'll just hold on to a chance that we could see some drizzle through the remainder of the day, but we are going to see a lot drier conditions this week and a stretch of sunshine, or at least a stretch of mix of sun and clouds staying with us. We'll call it partly cloudy skies the next couple of days. Those temperatures easily warming into the low to mid 50s throughout the afternoon hours. You can see we'll hold on to that spotty to isolated chance that we could see a shower throughout the afternoon hours. But again, most locations will stay on the dry side. While we are going to see temperatures warming into the lower 50s across the Anchorage Bowl, mid to upper 50s look likely for the Matsu area, where we are going to continue to hold on to some of those warmer conditions. And then here is the precipitation chances the next couple of days. Notice how they gradually taper off by week's end. Many areas will be sitting on the drier side, and we'll continue to hold on to that stretch of drier weather into next week. I'll have more on that, as well as what we can expect to see across the state, as well as that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
Alaska loves their PFD. But, we're looking at, tough financial times. We don't have very much left in savings. So, eventually we're going to really have to face this issue.
This morning, with savings dwindling, lawmakers in Juneau consider who should still qualify for the dividend and who could be left out. We begin this morning with capital coverage. A new proposal in the Alaska legislature could significantly alter the future of the permanent fund dividend. House Bill 209, introduced by Representative Zach Fields of Anchorage, aims to cap the annual PFD at $1,000 and implement income thresholds for eligibility. Under the bill, individuals earning over $50,000 and joint filing couples earning more than $100,000 combined would no longer qualify for the dividend.
So I think our choices going forward are, number one, we can do nothing and the dividend will wither away and be gone in about 3 to 4 years. That's the reality with falling oil prices. Or we can raise a lot of revenue, or we can raise a fairly modest amount of revenue and means test the PFD.
That $50,000 mark is too low. There are people making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 who have families and are struggling. So we would need to raise that. And it's too conservative because $1,000 is too little. So we would need to raise that.
The bill is currently under review in the House Judiciary Committee, with a public hearing scheduled for next Monday on May 12th. New this morning, 2 Republicans are officially in the running to become Alaska's next governor. According to the Alaska Beacon, former Senator Click Bishop filed his intent first Monday morning. Hours later, Lieutenant Governor Nancy Dahlstrom filed her own. Both hope to succeed Governor Mike Dunleavy, who is term limited and can't seek re-election in 2026. House Bill 57 is now on the governor's desk, but Fairbanks educators say it falls short. The bill would increase transportation funding by $90 per student, yet local leaders say it still leaves a multi-million-dollar gap. School board officials warned that without more support from the state, they will have to keep diverting funds from classrooms to cover busing costs.
Based on the current funding, we get about $10 million from the state, and we anticipate next year's expenditures to be around $13.5 million. And so just specifically to HB 57, that would provide Fairbanks approximately $1 million additional dollars. So it would move the funding from $10 million to approximately $11 million.
Lawmakers are calling HB 57 a compromise, but Fairbanks school officials say it doesn't cover the full cost. If additional state funds come through, the school board will have to decide how to spend them. For now, the district is still left to cover nearly $500,000 on its own. May is Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Awareness Month, and yesterday marked a National Day of Recognition across Alaska. People wore red to honor victims and raise awareness for the crisis affecting Indigenous communities. Quinn White reports from Anchorage.
I'm at the Alaska Victims of Violent Crime Memorial at Hostetler Park in Anchorage. Now, Native American and Alaska Native people, they experience violent crime at a higher rate than the national average. So today, I'm joining many other Alaskans in wearing red in remembrance of missing and murdered Indigenous people here at home in Alaska and across the nation.
We want to uplift, we want to educate and have people understand, of what missing and murdered Indigenous people are and what this issue is. But for me, it's not just today. This might be, a one day that we're talking about it, but for us, it's how do we do this every single day and in our lives.
Adelmi Ruiz recently sat down with activist Antonia Comack as part of her series Indigenous Echoes. Comack says there are a few steps we can all take to make a difference.
Everybody has something they can do, whether it's speaking up, making some art, talking to somebody, calling their representatives. Everybody has something they can do, no matter how big or small it is. Everything helps. As long as we continue to talk about this crisis, as long as we keep it at the forefront of people's minds.
The Alaska Department of Public Safety says it's dedicated to pursuing justice in MMIP cases.
We have dedicated funding for 4 MMIP investigator positions, and I know that there is going to be a committee stood up soon for MMIP review regarding what sort of efforts can be done to further collaborative efforts with different entities and stakeholders that are interested in working these cases. These cases will always be a priority for us.
However, many activists say there's still more work to be done.
Please just don't, think about it in one day. What else can we be doing every day forward? And how do we bring education and awareness and taking action? And everybody has a place in that. Media, our communities, to our policymakers, to our families, all of us together are going to be able to make that happen.
Remembering lives lost to violence this MMIP Awareness Day and every day. I'm Quinn White, Alaska's news source.
For more information, head to our website and search for Indigenous Echoes. You'll find a story that gives more details on statistics. The state medical examiner has confirmed the identity of a body found last month in Fairbanks. Police say it is 30-year-old Devin Standifer, who was discovered near Egan Avenue in late April. His family had already identified him, and tributes like flowers and red ribbons now mark the site. Officers say there is no sign of foul play, but they are still waiting for toxicology results. Trial continues in Anchorage this morning for nurse practitioner Chris Kyle, whom the state accuses of mishandling opioids. Prosecutors laid out their case against Kyle in opening statements Monday. She faces 13 charges for illegally distributing controlled substances, including oxycodone and fentanyl. The defense argues Kyle's office was behind on paperwork and staff were stretched thin. The indictment covers 8 patients, but not Courtney Jones, a 22-year-old who died in 2015 after using opioids. Kyle had previously been charged with manslaughter in her death, but those charges were dismissed after evidence was destroyed by Anchorage police and labs.
That what the evidence will show is that these prescriptions serve no medical purpose.
Provider doesn't make extra money from prescribing more drugs as opposed to less drugs.
The first witness for the state, Mackenzie Cooper, who previously worked for Kyle, said Kyle would refill medications after being sent messages through Facebook. The deadline to get your real ID is tomorrow. That means you'll need a real ID to fly domestically without a passport or to access military bases and most federal facilities. You can spot the correct ID by the star in the corner. According to the Alaska DMV, more than 350,000 Alaskans are already compliant. Still, CBS data finds in 17 states, including Alaska, the compliance rate is less than half. According to the TSA, that means 1 in 5 flyers are showing up without a compliant ID.
You may face additional wait times at the airport in extremely rare circumstances if we cannot identify or validate your identity, denial.
DMV has a checklist of what you need to take when you update your card. You can find that information on our website. When we come back, a salt shakeup on the peninsula. A push to ban road salt may have found a breakthrough thanks to a teen scientist and a new high-tech alternative that could melt ice without wrecking cars. But first, to do-si-do and away we go. Dancers in Anchorage stepping into something new. See how a free lesson had locals square dancing by nightfall.
Rain showers are steadily lightening up across South Central, but we're still going to hold on to that chance for some rain the next few days. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast, but first, the sunrise, 5:35 here in Anchorage, 3:48 in Utqiagvik. Your full forecast is next.
Well, no matter what you do, give this girl a swing. All join hands, circle left, go walking around that set.
The Anchorage Social Dance Club kicked off the week last night with a step back in time, hosting a square dancing lesson to welcome newcomers to the floor. After a quick lesson, dancers put their new skills to the test and swung their partners throughout the evening.
They give me all the way around to the outside pair, and you do a little do-sa-do right there, get back to back. And then you make right-hand star. Now turn that star, get all the way around, and then...
Square dancing sessions start and end about every 5 weeks. More information can be found on the Anchorage Social Dance Club's website. That looks like a lot of fun, Aaron.
Some good knee-slapping music right there.
Yeah.
Certainly would love to get out and, maybe go for a dance later this evening on through the rest of the week with plenty of sunshine taking hold across South Central. Beautiful conditions, despite that chance that we are still holding on to some rain, which will continue to lighten up through the rest of this week. We've got that slow warming taking place. We're going to see daily highs topping out in the low to mid-50s. Upper 50s will be possible through the Matsu Valley and parts of the Copper River Basin. And then as you head out towards the slope, we've got blizzard conditions. Strong gusty winds along the slope, which could gust upwards of about 50 miles per hour. We are seeing temperatures across the state anywhere from the 30s and the 40s for a good portion of the really a good portion of the state. As you head north of the Brooks Range, northwestern parts of the Arctic Borough, we're sitting at 20 degrees. Dead Horse coming in at 11 degrees. And keep in mind, areas of Prudhoe Bay remaining up under that blizzard warning. That's where we could see the potential for some blowing snow and reduced visibility. We've got our area of low pressure just to the southeast of Kodiak. That's going to continue to fizzle out here over the next couple of days, but we're keeping that chance for some rain showers with us across the Gulf Coast region. Still seeing some chance for some light rain showers out towards parts of the Kuskokwim Delta coast, and then we've got some lingering activity through the interior this morning as well. Looking at that area of low pressure, on the backside of that low, we've got that persistent northwesterly flow that's driving into the Aleutians. That's pulling in some cooler conditions. As a result, we are still seeing some areas of light snow, if not some wintry mix for the Aleutians. Meanwhile, here across the Gulf Coast region, we've got that south to southeasterly flow, which is going to continue to drive in that warmth as well as that moisture, which is going to keep those daily rain chances with us for at least the next 72 hours. You can see winds across the state. They've been gusting anywhere from about 30 to 45 miles per hour. We'll see those winds steadily increase for areas along the slope. Be prepared for winds of about 40 to 50 miles per hour sticking around through the remainder of the day. Here across South Central, we did see some gusty conditions yesterday. Not as strong today. We'll see winds of about 10 to 20 miles per hour to be expected, with those winds shifting around out of the southeast later today. And you can see that chance for some showers. Yes, it will stay with us, but a lot lighter activity to be expected. We'll see a decent shot for some sunshine for inland areas of South Central. And then you can see out towards southeast how we're going to continue to see the rain showers tapering off as well. Now, Wednesday night into Thursday, we'll be watching a system dipping south from the Alaska range that could bring the potential for some light rain showers Wednesday night into Thursday. So we'll be watching for that. Otherwise, today we're just going to be holding on to some spotty to isolated showers. You can see those temperatures easily warming into the 50s later today, and some mid to upper 50s will be possible through the Matsu Valley. We've got 51 in Homer, 47 in Seward. A chance for some showers remaining with less than an inch of rain looking possible through Prince William Sound. This is where we're also going to hold on to some of those cooler conditions evident by that rain that we are going to keep around through most of the day. Mid to upper 50s through Prince William's, through the valley. You can see those winds still quite breezy, up to 15 to 25 miles per hour from Wasilla to Palmer. And then here in Anchorage, we'll see those winds up to about 20 miles per hour. So still holding on to some breezy conditions, but a stretch of some sunshine staying with us, or at least a mix of sun and clouds. There's that chance for some rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Leading up to Mother's Day, we'll see those temperatures easily warming into the mid-50s.
All right, thanks, Aaron. A grassroots movement to ban road salt on the Kenai Peninsula may have just found its breakthrough. New photos from advocate Mike Arnold show damage from the brine solution used on the roads, sparking a petition to end its use since last year. Now a new idea is gaining traction. Seward High student Hannah Leatherman, who just won the Caring for the Kenai contest, says graphite nanoplatelets could be a safer alternative for cars, the roads, and the environment.
And it's just carbon atoms, and they have these heating additives in them that not only increase the melting rate of ice molecules, but also reduce the freezing rate of water molecules.
Arnold says it's an innovative idea worth exploring and hopes the Department of Transportation takes it seriously, adding that safety should always come before convenience.
If this technology is truly what it sounds like to me, then there's no reason why they shouldn't. They should jump all over it. I think it is going to be expensive. It's, you know, if we're gonna repave all the roads or top them off with this or whatever, however they do it, it's going to be an expense. But at safety, you know, what do we consider safety or money?
Both Leatherman and Arnold agree the initial price tag may be higher, but the long-term payoff could be safer roads and fewer repairs. To learn more about the petition and how graphite nanoplatelets could transform winter road safety, head to our website or download our mobile app. The Denali Highway is now open for the season. DOT crews began clearing from both ends last month and finished meeting in the middle yesterday. The speed limit is 35 and drivers are urged to watch for rough spots and bring emergency supplies. The highway connects the Parks and Richardson highways. Check 511 for current road conditions before traveling. A neighborhood in Anchorage is taking action to keep bears out of the trash. Lauren Maxwell shows us how Government Hill is now part of a pilot program to secure garbage and reduce encounters.
Government Hill has long had a bear problem, or more accurately, a problem with people not securing their trash. It was a problem in 2015 when this video was shot, and a problem last Saturday when longtime resident Thomas Peace spotted this situation at a neighbor's house.
Even though it was in a bear-resistant container, they couldn't possibly latch the lid, so it was just the equivalent of having just bags of garbage on the ground.
The Government Hill Community Council was also frustrated, especially when it learned there was little Fish and Game could do.
He said, we have two options. We euthanize the bears, or we let them know that there is no food available for them in this neighborhood.
The council chose the latter. As of April 1st, Government Hill is officially a secure trash zone. It means every resident must have and properly use a bear-resistant can. The cans have been provided by Solid Waste Services at no extra charge.
Biologists say these bear-resistant cans are not bear-proof, but they can go a long way towards keeping bears out of the garbage.
And humans will have to do the rest. Pease is letting neighbors know the new rules, which the council is hoping folks will follow.
Save the bears from being euthanized and just give it a try.
They say the community will have to work together if it hopes to turn things around. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's News Source.
You've been listening to the Alaska's News Source podcast. Subscribe to have the latest episodes delivered to your library automatically.